Hi guys, welcome back to the Hot Girl Theory. I'm your co-host Mary, and it's just me today. Well, it's just me this week. Tartar, I'm sure we're going to talk more about it next week, but she has had a very busy week. She has a very busy rest of the week and a very busy weekend. So I took the initiative to just do a solo this week, so she didn't have to worry about it. But hi, how are you guys? Sorry if you can hear my washing machine. I just started it, probably bad timing. I am cooking a pizza. But I'm currently watching 56 Days, and I am obsessed with it. It's so good. I've been waiting all day to come home and watch it. Guys, I have some very exciting things. Hopefully that will come sooner rather than later. Don't mind me on my laptop. I'm just so excited. So I had a photo shoot a week ago, I would say. It was a week and a half ago. And it's with this new modeling company. Guys, I am so excited because this is something that actually seems promising. I've been through a few modeling agencies, and let me just tell you. Some of them have been bobo, but guess what? I am learning. I'm doing it as I go. And one thing I learned, don't pay for modeling classes. That's how you know. I wouldn't say it's a scam, but it's just more like an extra reason for companies to make you give them money. I reached out to this one girl, and I really hope this is clanging. I reached out to this one girl that I know through a friend who she's actually been very successful. She was in a Morgan Wallen music video, the 20 cigarettes. And I was like, okay, so she's literally my role model. And I reached out to her when I was with this one class. And I was like, this just feels really weird. So I had went through this class. I'm actually very glad I went through the class only because I met some pretty cool people. And I mean, I definitely learned a lot of stuff. I definitely think I want to go into acting now. I think I would be really good at it. And I think it'd be really fun. So hopefully once I get kind of more into I literally think I have to buy a new one of these because it's just not connecting. And I really want to see these freaking pictures. What was I saying? Sometimes I wish I could press a rewind button on what I'm saying. You'd think I got off birth control last year, so it's almost been a year since I've been off birth control, and I thought that's why my foggy brain was so bad. It's not. I'm also ovulating in 3 days, and I've been wondering if that's also a reason why I'm kind of foggy-headed. I feel like Alicia Marie, I was watching her podcast, or I was listening to her vlog the other day, and she was saying, you'd think that we'd kind of understand, we menstruate once a month, a week a month, and you'd think we'd know all the signs and all the things. And she was like, no, you still learn as you go. And that's so true. So true. Okay, this is really pissing me off. What's going on? But yeah, I wish I had a rewind button because I don't remember what I was talking about. I know I was talking about, so when I was doing the classes, I got a lot of compliments because we would have to do commercials and stuff because it was modeling and acting. We would have to do some little commercials, and I always got so many compliments from the guy and my classmates about how good I was. So I'm like, maybe I should try acting. And I'm watching 56 Days, and I'm like, I think this would be a show that I think I would love to do. I'm so sorry if it's messing up. I literally have paint on my phone from the project from today. Guys, work has been stressful. And it's not even that it's been stressful. It's secondhand stress. Because it's not stress from me. It's stress, just from people around me. I do PE. I'm a PE teacher because at the time I was... Okay, this is annoying. I'm just going to have to give this a second. So when I started working this year, I stopped working at the Y in May, thankfully, because I was like, I'm done with middle schoolers. I can't do it anymore. And I was like, okay, so I started as an assistant, like a full-time assistant in the 2-year-old class. Then I've talked about this before. And then now I'm a full-time 2-year-old teacher, but I'm also doing PE because I wanted more hours. And they're like, okay, cool, we don't have a PE teacher, so you're going to have to take over that. And I don't like it. I strongly dislike it because I don't like being with middle schoolers anymore. I'm with third grade, I can handle. Like, they're small enough, like they're young enough to where they don't give that much attitude back and you can correct it very quickly. But once you get into the like middle school age, they become entitled for some reason. So that's where I can't handle it because I already working with 2-year-olds all day. It's like you go from like you are the boss to these kids who think they're entitled, like who are very entitled and like think that they don't have to do or listen to you. That's where like I think that's where I get really irritated because it's like one extreme to another. It's like 2-year-olds, 8th graders, and I'm like, it makes me want to bite my tongue because I have them like do conditioning. I've never heard a group of children complain more. But when you guys cannot run a lap without getting winded, we're gonna condition. We're gonna do some exercises. Also, there's so many kids that are in sports, and I'm like, I was a cheerleader for 10 years. We used to have to do 10-minute conditioning where we would have to jog in place, like it would be nonstop. We'd have to like jog in place, like on the line, jog in place, okay, stop and do push-ups, and then get up, run, bear crawl. Like, it was so much. It was like, they're like, why do we have to do conditioning? And I was like, it's stamina. You guys do sports. Like, you guys should, like, I'm helping you. And also, I think kids should need that exercise. They already do exercise for PE, but I'm like, let's learn how to do a push-up. Let's learn how to do some. I've had so much acid reflux. And I don't know where it's coming from. And I don't think pizza's going to help me, but the only meat we have is frozen beef, and I don't feel like cooking, so pizza night it is. And I'm also still hoping I can get to a workout class tonight before it gets too late. We'll see if that happens. I'm so behind on my editing that I could just shower and edit because I am very tired. But I really want to go to a workout class. We will see how I feel because I did have a Red Bull and I always get super, I feel super guilty having an energy drink because it was like one of those smaller cans of like having because I only ever have energy drinks. I feel like I'm going off on 3 different topics right now, but I only have energy drinks when I either have a long day. Like, so Mondays are usually our podcast days. It's Tuesday. So this is going up tomorrow. And I feel like normally people like with podcasts and stuff, they film like, I think Unsolicited Advice, they film every Monday, but they're like a week ahead. So like they film like on this Monday, but it's not going out till next Monday kind of thing. Yeah, we don't do that. We did try to do it on a Wednesday and that was great. But then sometimes, I don't know why we always gravitate towards Monday. And Tara will talk more about this, but she got a teaching job. So she's going to have the same schedule as me. So I hope that the schedule aligns where we can still do it on Monday. Because I feel like if we did do it anywhere in the middle of the week, we would just both be tired. Because there are times where I'm like, I come home and I'm like, I don't want to speak. I don't want to talk. I've been talking all day. So hopefully Monday we can continue that because I feel like we'll have more energy for the week. But yeah, going back on modeling, I've been thinking a lot about acting. I'm so sorry. I've been thinking a lot about acting, and I think I really want to do it. I think it would be something super cool to be able to, like, experience. And like I said, the show 56 Days is something that I'm like, so intrigued about. And this is my only plan. Like, I've been thinking about the last few days. I feel like everyone my age, even, like, I mean, me and Tara talk about all the time how we forget how far apart we are in age. because we feel like I feel like we're the same age, and I get a lot where a lot of people think I'm older. Like I've always gotten that, and so me and her are always kind of like on the same wavelength. And where was I going with that? Oh, a lot of people, like, I know I see it, like the reposts on TikToks and stuff, or like just even posts of like people feeling like they're so behind. I have been feeling that way since I was 17. And when I was 17 and like in high school, like I knew I never really wanted to go to college. Like even when I was younger, I remember like being in the 6th grade and being like, I'm not going to college. And my friends would be like, Mary, what are you, like, you're going to go to college. Like like that's not even an option. But at the time, college, like not going to college was seen as such like a, you're not going to college. What the hell are you going to do with your life? But now I feel like it's so normalized not going to college and even doing like a trade school or doing something different. I always knew I didn't want to go to college. And when I was 17 and I was in high school and all my friends, like they were like, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a vet. I'm going to go to nursing school. I want to be an engineer. Like everyone had like a plan. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, so maybe I can go. Because at first I wanted to go to school to be a NICU nurse because my cousin does it, or my cousin's wife does it. And, you know, I was like, okay, I love babies and I want to be in the medical fields because my dad's in the medical field. I was like, I would love to do that. And then I was talking to my cousin. She was like, you know, like we do deal with like deaths and, you know, it's not like, oh, babies. It's like, it's not like that all the time. And I was like, she was talking to me more about it. And I was like, I don't think I want to do that. I couldn't do that. But so I was like, okay, like, I don't think I want to be a NICU nurse anymore. Then I was like, okay, I really want to be a model. But in my head, I was like, let's think realistically, which was one of the stupidest things I could have ever said to myself. Let's think realistically. I was like, okay, I have always loved social media and I'm constantly on my phone. I am like, heavily addicted to my phone. It's really bad. But I was like, I think it'd be really cool to like manage social media accounts for celebrities. So I was thinking about that. And I was like, okay, like media management. So that's what I went for. I went for marketing. And I went for a 1.5 years. And first of all, the first 2 years of college is a scam. Why the hell am I doing a biology class if I want to do content? Why do I need a freaking science? Why do I need to know about astronomy if I'm doing marketing? That's one thing that pisses me off because I'm like, I did this already. I did this and I've been doing this for 12 years. I've been doing my science, my math. If you're going to be an engineer, obviously you need to know this stuff. If you're going to be a doctor, obviously you need to take anatomy. Like it's things like that. I'm like, the first 2 years of college, I'm like, what is the fucking point? I got into college, I can learn these things. I don't know. That's just one thing that really pissed me off. So I got through a 1.5 years. Didn't say I passed a 1.5 years. A 1.5 years of taking college classes. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. So I told my mom, I was like, I can't do this anymore, Mom. Like, both my parents were totally supportive. Like, as long as you have a plan or you have an idea of what you want to do, we will support you and let's make it fucking happen. So I told my mom so many times, I was like, Mom, I want to be done with school. She's like, do it. Like, be done. Like, let's unenroll you. And I was like, let me just finish the semester. Like, let me just wait. So when I got a job at an interior design studio, which I thought was like gonna be the best job in the world, I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't need school anymore. Like I have it, at least now I know I'll have this on my resume. This will help me open doors because I'm gonna have something. So I quit college, right? And I go to this, I cannot wait for a few years down the road when I can have Odette come and talk about this with me. Because we have so many fucking stories from this place, and I don't know how much I can say just because I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But our boss was fucking insane. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a cutesy little office job. I always wanted like something about going into a corporate office, which by the way, it wasn't corporate at all. It was literally on like one of those like strips. And it was a 2-room building. It was like literally a 5x4. Like it was so small. It's cute, but it was so small. And I was like, this is a cutesy little job. But no, the boss was crazy. She literally didn't even know what she wanted. I ended up being like a glorified assistant. She literally had me run to the Dollar Tree like probably twice a day. And when I tell you, the one thing that annoyed me the most was when I would come in. So we would come in like 30 minutes before she would. Our time was like, we had to be there at 10. And I changed my mind because sometimes we didn't even know when she was going to come in. She would come in at like 11 or 12 or 1 or whenever she felt like it. And we had a dress business casual. She would come in like leggings and like workout outfits. I'm like, I want to come in fucking leggings. Why have a dress code if you're not even going to, I'm not even going to get into that. So, yeah, I was like, this is a cutesy little job. And no, because I had so many ideas, like so many things. There was this one time. So the first thing that she told me she wanted me to do when I was there was shirts. She's like, I want team shirts. I want shirts for, the people on the job site, whatever. I was like, perfect. I'm on it. So I gathered like 5 or 6 places where we can do shirts, embroidery and print. And I sent it to her in an email. Oh, did you get my email about the shirts? Oh yeah, I'll look at it later. The next day. Did you get the email about the shirts and look through it? Yeah, but I want you to go through it again and I want you to narrow it down. Okay, I can do that. But what do you want? Like what are you thinking? Like do you have any do you want a specific fabric? Do you want anything? Oh, well, whatever you think has the best reviews. I was like, okay, well, I think A, B, and C would be our best bet. And then these are the prices. And then how much do you want to, like, she never told me how much she wanted to spend. She just wanted what's cheap and what's best. It's like, okay, I can do that. Well, these ones are cheap, but you're not going to get a good material. These ones are a little bit more expensive. You're going to get a better material. Okay, well, I want these ones embroidered. I want these ones printed. Got it. You can get them printed here and get these embroidered here. These are the prices. Few months went by. This was all over the span of a month of us trying to have this conversation. Months of us trying to have this conversation. I started working there in October. By May is when she finally ordered the shirts. I get you're busy, but woman, you're not. Because you are playing on your phone and we're gossiping for like 2 hours while we're trying to have our morning meeting. And we're talking about the Kardashians. Let's get these freaking shirts ordered. So, okay, let me go check on my pizza because I don't want it to burn. Okay, I actually got it out at like the perfect time. So by like May, we ended up ordering the shirts. And we were all sitting there and sitting in a meeting, and I pull up the email and I'm like, okay, so what it said in the email was, if you get our shirts here, like if you get the shirts from where they are, I said, get the shirts on Amazon because they'll probably be cheaper. Or no, this was before. So we're in the meeting and then we're reading the email. And it says like, the way the email was said made it sound like getting the shirts from them would be $5 more expensive than getting the shirts, than bringing them shirts we have and having them just embroidered. That's what it made it seem like. The way it was worded weird, which like it made it seem like, okay, like if you get if you do it here, it's like $4.99 plus this much for the shirts. So it made it like something about the way that it was worded made it sound like it would be more expensive. So I was like, well, I think we can order the shirts on Amazon. We can get a few like samples. We can like grab a few, feel how we like it, try it on, see how it fits. And then if we like it, we can go order more and it'll probably be cheaper than getting the shirts from this place. And what if we don't like the material or the way it fits? Like, I don't know if we'll be able to try it on. whatever. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love that idea. And like we were all like in agreement, like that would be a really good idea, because if we didn't like the shirts, we can always return them, find something different. And the shirts we got, I think they were like maybe $15 to $20 a piece. And it's not she didn't have a very big team. It was probably like a team of 7. So at most 7 people, like probably realistically 5, maybe 4, that would need shirts. So that was my idea. And we all agreed. And I have homegirl as my witness because she was there. And so we get the shirts, right? She goes to embroider them. She calls me on a Friday. Mind you, I'm not working this Friday. Like she was like, okay, we're not working on Friday. I was like, cool. So I'm at home. She calls me on Friday. She's like, hey, you're going to get the shirts, right? And I was like, no, I'm not working today, and no one told me I was supposed to go get the shirts. She was like, oh, well, I guess I'll go grab them. I was like, yeah, I mean, okay. Like, if you would have told me, I would have gotten them, but also I'm not on the clock. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. Like, you got the email, not me. Because we were never allowed to receive the emails. It always had to be to her. So if the emails came to us, they always had to go to her first, kind of thing. Like, we never were able to do, like, it was almost like she had this very harsh line of trust where it's like, I want you to do this, but you have to run you have to run every little single thing by me. But it was like one thing at a time. But it would take so long. Like, these shirts realistically should have gotten ordered within a month, maybe even less. But because when we would have like our morning meetings, she would literally spend, like, we would be in there from like, I think she'd probably realistically come in 11:30 earliest. And then she would pull us both in, and then we'd start with Odette and like having her do her side and then me do my side. But it's like, obviously, like, Odette's job came first because that was more important, and then it was mine. But because mine never really got the attention it should have. And she was always telling me about like, I want you to start posting on socials and whatever. Everything had to be like shown through her, but she never had the time to sit down with me and look at stuff. Like, I would send it to her and she wouldn't even look at it until I brought it up to her. I was like, hey, like, can you like check that before I post it? And then she'd be like, yeah, send it to me. I'm going to post it. And I was like, okay. And then she wouldn't end up posting it. And I'm like, you're making me do work, but you're not even like, so like at one point, like the last few months I was there, I stopped giving her ideas. I was like, it was a while. I stopped. She was like, I want you to start coming up with more things. I'm like, I gave you a list of like 200 ideas. Within the first few months I started working here, and you didn't even use any of them. And now you want to implement them? I'm out because you didn't like anything I said at first. And now you're mad at me because she had like told me that like I'm not doing enough. But what she would put on my calendar for my work day would be like 2 things. And it'd be like, send an email to this person asking about a time and then go do a drop off. And I'm like, what do you want me to do throughout the day? And she'd be like, I want you to make your own schedule. And I'm like, you're not giving me anything to do. I'm lost. I'm so glad I left that job. And I'm so thankful Odette left that job. Because it was such a toxic environment. So bad. And now I work at a preschool. And I absolutely love my children. They are the highlight of my day. I love them with all of my heart. These are kids I will think about for the rest of my life. And I love them so much. And I love how much these little people trust me. Like, they're little humans that trust me. And that is such an amazing feeling. Like, these kids, like, when I come in and say goodbye, they run up to me and they love on me, and they are just so amazing and perfect, and I could not have been blessed with a better class. But I am ready to get my career started. I'm ready to get my life started. I'm ready to be in the modeling world. I'm ready to be in, hopefully, the acting world. I'm ready to be where I know I'm meant to be. Because the thing is like, going back to when I was talking about a backup plan and stuff in high school, like, I wanted to be in my career now. Like, when I was 17, I was like, I want to be in my career now. I don't even, like, I don't want to go to college. I want to be out of high school. I loved high school. High school was amazing. I never experienced, like, a bad day. I mean, let me tell you, sophomore year was rough because I was going through a situationship, and I thought this was the love of my life. And he probably could have cared less about me, but he didn't make it seem that way. But then the next day he would be like, who are you? Sophomore year was rough. It was great. Junior year was rough. Not sophomore year. Junior year was rough. That was also COVID year. Girl. I really thought I met the love of my life. He's a trash bag. Actual garbage. So heartbroken over what? Other than that, high school was amazing. So I was like, I'm just going to finish the senior year. It's going to be amazing. I love it. But once I get out of high school, I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, I need to be doing my thing. And I have been struggling so much because I feel like I'm behind. Like, the thought that I'm turning 23 this year is fine. The fact that I'm turning 24 next year really scares me. And not even because I'm, like, getting older, but because I feel like in my head I have a cutoff. Like, I feel like I'm already too old to start new things. And I feel like I should be doing things already. Like, one thing I really wished was that I did cheer earlier. Like, when I was in 3rd grade, I was cheering. Like, when I was younger, I was cheering. And then I moved to Florida, and I didn't cheer 4th and 5th grade. I started cheering again 6th grade. And I'm like, I wish I would have stayed in competitive cheerleading, you know, and I wish I didn't start in 7th grade. I wish I started in 6th grade. I'm trying not to, like, be stuck in the fact that I wish I did things earlier because I didn't know. You know, and I feel like also when you're in high school, you think you want to do all these amazing things. And I think things just do feel so far out of reach. Like, the fact that people can, I always think of celebrities as, like, their own thing. Like, they just don't feel like real people to me. They feel like so far-fetched. Like, it's like, for some reason, they just don't feel real to me. Like, I have been obsessed with Dove Cameron watching this, but, like, seeing her on red carpets and stuff, it feels like they just live such an out-of-touch life where, like, they're doing their own thing. Like, they're living, like, they're doing these crazy things, if that makes sense. Like, not out of touch, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they just seem so far-fetched. Like, they seem like these are people I'm never in a million years gonna, I don't know. Anyways. But they just seem so far-fetched. Like, and the thought of, like, you know, becoming someone that's super well known, it's like, I feel like these people, like, no one ever expects it. And for me, I always felt like that's something I was meant to do. Like, I always feel like I was meant to be on some sort of, like, when I was younger, I had told my mom, I was like, I want you to take me on the X Factor when I'm 16, because all of One Direction was, like, 15, 16, 17. Went, like, around that age when they went on the X Factor. Fifth Harmony, they were around that age when they went on the X Factor. And Cher Lloyd, she was that age when she went on the X Factor. And I was like, but then I was like, Mary, you can't sing. And when I was younger, I really wanted to be an actor. And my grandma would always make jokes about she's going to be the one to hold my purse on the red carpet. And it was funny because really what all sparked this, like acting stuff was I was watching home videos. And it's just me, like, singing and dancing and acting and stuff like that. And, like, I have this, like, it's really weird to, like, try to explain, like, a passion. Like, I would try to do that. Don't you dare. My dog has been peeing on the walls lately, and it's really been pissing me off. I don't know what's going on. I think he has a bladder issue. We need to figure that out. But it's really weird, like, trying to explain a passion. Like, when I was a cheerleader, I had such a big passion for it. I wish I was still doing it, but I do think I closed a chapter that doesn't need to be reopened. Like, I think my last year should have been my last year. First of all, I should have gone to a different gym because the last few years at the gym I was at, was not the best experience. And especially my last year, I felt very alone and like I really didn't have anyone. Like Kayla, I would say like her and like 3 other girls, they were like my girls. Like I had been cheering with them since I started there, and they're my girls. Like Kayla is still to this day someone I feel like I could reach out to like with anything, and like I still have like girls I keep in touch with from that team because we created such a bond, and I would never trade that for the world. But my last year, I was by myself. You know, I was on a team that had already been built and that had kind of just been a unit, and me just coming on, and like it was my dream team. Like ever since I got there, I was like, that's the team that you want to be on. But when I got on there, I was like, this is not what it's all cracked up to be. Like I have never worked so little on a team that was so like glorified. Like this is the team everyone wanted to be on. Everyone looked up to this team. This was like the big girl team. Like this is the team you want to be on. And when I was on it, I was like, I feel like I'm not like, I have never worked so little being on a team where you think would work the hardest. So it was really, really sad when I was on that team, because I was like, I'm here because I love the sport. I'm not even here because of the people on the team. I'm here because of how much I love the sport. And it was my last year on there because I had aged out. You know, it's not a very big gym. We're a D2 gym, they were a D2 gym. And, you know, they didn't have a lot of teams. They didn't have a lot of I had to be on an open team. I couldn't be on a level 5, or I had to be on an open team to be age eligible. So I was like, okay, I was really trying to think like, okay, maybe this is like where I can really start trying new things. That's where I really got into dancing and stuff. And I'm kind of going on random tangents, but yeah, I just had such a passion for the sport, and it will always be something that I will never forget about. And I'm very, very eternally grateful for every single person I met on the teams that I was on at that gym. That was kind of a random tangent, but yeah, I'm so excited to look at these photos. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll put my Instagram, Tara's Instagram, and our Hot Girl Theory Instagram. We don't post on there as much. We need to start. But I'll put all of our socials down below because we do have some new subscribers. So hello if you're new. And I'll be posting the photos on there. And guys, let's hope you see me on Vogue in the next few years, because that's the goal. But yeah, I'm going to end it here because I'm actually very tired and I want to eat my pizza and watch the rest of my show. I think we might have to skip the gym tonight so I can edit this and probably get an early night. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye. Pause for a thumbnail.